When we talk about baseball and being international, we need to talk about baseball and being in Japan. So baseball was first introduced in Japan in 1872 by an American teacher. The first athletic club was the Tsubasa Athletic Club was established in 1878. The first foreign game that was played was in 1907 between the Kyoto University and the Alliance St. Louis. Japan's first professional team, Nihon Undo Koyokai, is established in 1920 with the Tokyo Big Six League forming in 1925. In 1952, first commissioner of Japanese baseball, Seta Fuku, is sworn in. The draft system was adopted in 1965, and 10 years later, under the Civic League, the designated hitter system was adopted.
It can be said that baseball has influenced the world to come together just in its origins. So baseball originated during the Civil War when people from all over the country just played different games that were similar, but it wasn't until the beginning of the Civil War, during the Civil War, that they just all came together and made rules to codify this sport and just bring it together and mesh. So once the war was over, people took the sport back home, and over the next 30 years, it began to bud and prosper as a national sport. And during that time, in the years to come, it became a worldwide sport. People came from all over, all around, unified just to play baseball.
My name is Tiandre Herbert, and I'm going to talk about how the Negro Leagues brought about national pride among people of color. In 1920, Andrew Rube Foster, the owner of the Chicago American Giants, established the National Negro League, which consisted of players such as Satchel Paige, Cool Papa Bell, Double Duty Radcliffe, and many more. But in 1946, Brooklyn Dodgers manager Branch Rickey broke the race barrier and signed Jackie Robinson to the Montreal Royals of the International League. And this was the beginning of the end of the Major League race barrier. The Negro Leagues made people of color proud that they could do something that made them say, I am American, or associate themselves with being American, not just colored, during this time of segregation, all the way up until its end after the 1949 season. Though short-lived, national pride among racism and prejudice that the people of color face flourished.
Hi, my name is Carter Kowalczyk, and I'm here to talk to you about. My name is. Shut up. My name is Carter Kowalczyk, and I'm here to talk to you about women and baseball as far as forming a national identity. So, during World War II, when all the drafts were happening and the men were going off to war, interest or involvement in baseball became less, and because all the men were going off to war. So in 1942, they established the AAGBBL, which was the All-American Girls Baseball League, which basically women stepped up during this time to play baseball so that the so that baseball in America would not diminish and keep interest, and it actually became a big thing, with the Rockford Peaches and stuff like that. There was a big following during the war, and it gave even people in the military, liked it. It gave them something to follow, and while they were defending our country. But it basically kept baseball alive during World War II, so that it wouldn't baseball wouldn't die out. And this also pushed forward the development of softball. Softball was invented, or the game softball was created years before that in France, but this helped to push forward women's involvement in softball/baseball type organizations. And so, a lot of stuff is talked about during this, sex, involvement in baseball rules, etc. So that's how help form a national identity as far as wars and